Why EndSars is overrated. The purpose of this video is to make you see things from a different perspective. At the end of this video, you will understand why I say EndSars is overrated. Just to be clear, EndSars is the biggest mass action in Nigeria since our democracy in 1999. However, the impact of EndSars is not the focus of this video. Instead, I am focusing on the numbers, and as they say, numbers don't lie. By numbers, I mean the number of protesters on the streets every day between October 5th to 20th of 2020. BBC News reported that tens of thousands of Nigerian youths took part in EndSars protests. Tens of thousands means between 20,000 to 100,000 in a country with an estimated 223 million people. As of October 2023, if 100,000 persons took part in the protest, that is a meager 0.045%, or better still, 1 in 2,200 persons. In simple terms, only 1 out of every 2,200 Nigerians took part in the protest. By protest, I mean physical protest, not the online protest, which was also very effective and played a big role. I'm guessing you don't agree with the BBC numbers.
Oh, hell no!
Well, I don't agree with it either. So I'm going to estimate the numbers another way. But before then, I have a question for anyone watching this video. How many of your family members came out to protest? How many of your colleagues at work or classmates in school? Can you remember who came out to protest? Did you yourself come out? Type the answer in the comment section. Now, during the protest, the states with arguably the highest turnouts are Lagos, Rivers, Abuja. Let's all agree that Abuja is a state. Delta, Oyo, and maybe Edo State. Now, since Lagos had the highest participants, let's use it as a case study. In Lagos, there were 2 major protest locations, one at Admiralty Way Plaza, Lekki Toll Gate, and the second at Lagos State Government Secretariat, Alausa. This is a picture taken during the peak of the protest at Lekki Toll Gate. Using an online crowd counting website, I got an estimated 385 persons, which is just very wrong. So I decided to use the most common technique for counting crowds in rallies and protests, called the Jacobs method. It is very simple and involves dividing the area occupied by a crowd into sections, determining an average number of people in each section and multiplying by the number of sections occupied. To ensure the picture was clearer, I used an online image enhancer to improve the quality. It didn't do much, but it made my work a bit easier. Obviously, there were some persons out of the shot, but don't worry, that will be accounted for. I counted 474 persons. Let us approximate that to 500, but I don't trust my eyes. So let us have a look at what a 50, 100, 150, 500, 1,000, and 3,000 crowd looks like. Now you have an idea how numbers of persons in a crowd looks like. I will be biased and say the 3,000 crowd is looking more like the Lekki Toll Gate crowd, but let us give it 10,000. This is what a 10,000 crowd looks like. A stadium is needed to hold an audience that big. Now let us say there were 10,000 protesters at Alausa, totaling 20,000 protesters in Lagos at any given time. You will agree with me that I'm exaggerating a lot.
Really, nigga?
Now let us estimate that each state has same number as Lagos State, which is impossible because even other southern states could not boast half the numbers in Lagos, not to mention the northern states. However, for the benefit of doubt, let us say the 37 states, including Abuja, also had 20,000 protesters each. This is a total of 740,000 protesters nationwide. This is not up to a million. This is less than 0.5% of the total population. To put more simply, 1 in 200 persons. Now just imagine for a second that 10% of Nigerians decided to come out on the streets. If just 10% of Nigerians came out, that is 22 million people. Since 54% of Nigerians are between ages 14 to 65, we can reduce the 22 million by half to 11 million or even 10 million. That is 270,000 persons per state. We can estimate that to 50,000 persons in 5 major towns or cities in each state. or 90,000 persons in 3 major cities per state. You get the idea. The bottom line is that 200 million angry citizens is not just a keg of gunpowder waiting to explode, but a nuclear bomb. And any crop of leaders should listen to them and meet their demands before it is too late. If you are enjoying this video, this is a good time to subscribe to my YouTube channel or follow me on Twitter. You may rightly ask why I'm making this video 3 years after the EndSars protest. Well, the answer to this question is also the answer to those who asked, how can we protect ourselves from infiltration by state and non-state actors during protests? After all, I was on the streets almost every day during the protest and even got stabbed by sponsored thugs, but that is a story for another day. The answer to these questions is numbers. That is the purpose of this video, to show Nigerians that a mass action without a massive turnout is already a handicap. If 10 million Nigerians come out on the streets, no police or army will even find a road to drive through to the point of protest. For example, to Lekki toll gate. If 1 million Nigerians were at Lekki toll gate, no soldier would be bold enough to come close, not to mention shoot in the air as claimed. Next time, Nigerians don't need everyone to come out on the street. Just 5% or 1 in 20 is enough. The more the numbers, the shorter the duration of the protest, because a protest with mammoth crowd will see their demands met faster than that of a lame crowd. If less than 100,000 persons made the impact EndSars made, imagine what 1 million or 10 million persons would do. That is more than the population of Israel. Today is the 3rd year anniversary of the Lekki toll gate shooting. Let us remember and always honor those we lost. They didn't die for nothing. They didn't die in vain. May they rest in power.
We must do EndSars 2. It must be 10 times EndSars 1 plus 30 days.